The youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy.
Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
Heard I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
There are other celebrities involved in the Diddy case, and some of their names may be coming out.
Everyone is very angry about the Diddy trial, and many famous people are afraid of getting stuck in the middle. But while everyone has been watching to see if some of Diddy's closest friends will get caught in the crash, the daughter of Steve Harvey, Lori Harvey, is one of the people about whom rumors are going around. We thought Diddy was a great dad who loved his girls for a long time. There are a lot of videos of him with his sons and girls on his social media accounts. The oldest is now 30 years old. But now that we know more about the rapper, some of the things he did with Lori Harvey are being looked at more closely. For starters, new information about the Diddy case suggests that he may soon be charged with crimes involving children. When Texas lawyer Tony Busby said that Diddy had hurt children, things really heated up. 1,200 people have now hired us to help them file legal claims against Sean Diddy Combs in civil court. I want to talk about how old these people are. It's shocking to think about how old the victims were when the actions took place. At the time of the crime, our youngest victim was 9 years old. We have a person who was 14 years old. There is one who was 15 years old. Of the 120 people who are suing, 25 were children at the time of the acts they are complaining about. A lot of time has passed since the acts that were criticized. From 1991 to now in 2024, the behavior in question has been going on. That's why there are so many people who say they were victims. This kind of behavior has been going on for more than 25 years. He said Diddy took advantage of young people who wanted to get into the business by taking advantage of their naivety and desire. He also said that many of them had reported the beating to the police, which means that Busby's team will be able to gather proof. A lot of the time, people who want to break into the business are young and they did these things because they thought that if they did, Sean Combs would make them famous or listen to their tape or even have them read for him. You should know that some of this behavior took place in New York City at well-known places. Some of this behavior took place in the homes of people we all know. Some of these actions took place in hotels that we all know. You should know that more than 55% of the people who were hurt by this behavior reported it to either the cops or mental health facilities. We are currently gathering medical records and reports that were given to the police with the help of our team. I have already said that some people in this group did talk to the FBI. What does this have to do with the Harveys, though? Lots of people have strong opinions about Diddy's relationship with Lori from a few years ago. Steve Harvey must have thought it was fine for the rapper to date his daughter, given what we know now. Yes, that is true. Diddy. This story is great. I also love this story. It's been said a lot of times, mostly online, that Diddy is dating Steve Harvey's 22-year-old daughter. Hey, her name is Lori. In fact, they've been seen together a few times since March. Not just found. Indeed, they were in Miami at a reggae show. Last week, they went to Nobu in Malibu. This picture from one of the photo companies then makes them walk out. It was just before midnight last night in Soho, New York. Plus, they're both wearing the same clothes. That's a very couple-y thing to do. Do it with your partner if you've been together for too long. Okay, yes, things happen. Does it match? It goes perfectly together. It's kind of true they're both blue with stripes. Don't do that. Look at the picture again. But here's the catch. It looks like she dated his kid first. That sounds like a huge mess. Some people have even said that Steve told Lori to go with Diddy instead of his son because Diddy was rich. Some people even say Steve told Keke Palmer that she should only date rich people. It's not true, I promise. But wait, did you hear that? This is the issue. You mean with Diddy and Lori? I feel like they're becoming popular, do you agree? Then again, I don't really believe they exist. Because people who know Diddy well would say, okay, which is what we did around the time of the Jamaican Fest. Yes, but this time we didn't, and not up until now. This time we did it. No one is saying anything. You're right, I mean. But the Jamaican time. They said something like, oh, she's family friends, she was in front of the family. Everyone is her friend. This week is Friend of the Family Week. Also, don't forget that she dated Justin, Diddy's oldest son. A lot of people online are also drawing comparisons between Lori and Kim, who died. It's clear that Diddy is the mother of his kids. And Lori put something when Kim died that said, "I'm having a hard time." That message was really nice. A lot of people are making fun of her in the comments. Lori used to be related to Justin, Diddy's son. Okay, so they were dating and then got engaged to a Dutch soccer player a few years ago. He asked her to marry him, and she told Carissa Thompson about it. There we were in Malibu. I remember the day. It was 11:30. I believed it was a joke. After that, he looked in his pocket. And my body began to shake. But here's the thing. Even if your daughter is dating someone almost 30 years older than her, and she is about the same age as his son, you'd think he would at least stay away from it. But Diddy and Lori were seen in Italy hanging out with their families. Diddy problems. Daddy is in it. Diddy, his son Diddy, and Daddy. Diddy's girl. Didn't her son date Diddy? Yes, that's not possible. It sounds like someone has a problem with Diddy. We mean him when we say someone they look pretty happy. That's why. Diddy and Lori Harvey are making things hot in Italy. Take a look at how her arm is on the back of his chair. Surprise. For some reason. But yes, Diddy is now very close with Steve Harvey's daughter. Justin Combs, Diddy's son, used to hang out with her. I don't think she and Justin were really into each other. They were only out at the club a few times. Steve Harvey being there makes it more interesting to me. A poll found that the most interesting thing about this picture is that Diddy and his son are Eskimo brothers. To make things even more interesting, will we see his son on this trip? They were there. I think they left, but they're not in these shots. He is seeing the ex-girlfriend of his son when his son. I was there too. But why not if his son has moved on? It's hard to believe how close Puff is to all of his kids. If it were a huge deal, I don't think he would do it. You like certain people. I like who I like, except for my son's ex-girlfriends and boyfriends. Well done, you two look really happy. Along with that, Lori was said to be pregnant with Diddy's child. In other words, they were definitely close enough to worry about. Jen is now here to talk about another story that is making news today. Okay, so these pictures are what made me think of this one. Diddy, who is 49 years old, has his hand on his girlfriend's stomach. The woman in that picture is Lori Harvey, who is 22 years old. She is, of course, Steve Harvey's granddaughter. A lot of people think she might be pregnant. He is kind of rubbing her belly, but I think she's posted some photos on Instagram that give us some hints. Sushi, right? When you're pregnant, sushi is bad for you. It might go either way. On the other hand, she shared a picture of green juice. Now, why would you want a flatter stomach if you can't help it because you're pregnant? It's possible that everyone quickly saw that the pictures were just a mistake. Steve Harvey probably wouldn't have cared because they were so close, which is strange since Diddy and Steve are friends. You may already know that Diddy and Lori Harvey have been hanging out a lot. They've been on trips. That makes me think they were in Europe. You should say Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. The daughter of Steve Harvey. Oh, they just got back from a trip to Cabo. This is a picture of them. In fact, this is as they leave Cabo and head back to the United States. They have also spread a myth. This is how the story spread. Which makes you wonder, how did these rumors start? This is how it starts. Take a look. Give me that belly rub right now. That's what he did. After that, Lori also rubbed her belly. She was the one who rubbed the stomach. I sit there. It seems more like, okay, I ate too much of my babe, which makes me feel better. I understand why he's being sneaky. It's said that she may have dated one of his kids before. I see what you mean. But that's what he's trying to do with the mess. Okay, fine. It's not scary. Steve has been with them. He's cool. Everything is fine. Take a look at this. That means the child is the son of Diddy and the grandson of Steve Harvey. That wasn't hard, we agree. That's how you made it. What about Steve Harvey? That's how you made it. Harvey Levin, let us talk about homes and how they work. I understand, but the way you say it makes me think of Da Vinci. That was really cool. Harvey, that's your son if you have one. A lot of people now believe that Steve Harvey was selling his daughter to the rapper. It could be because Diddy also had some dangerous tapes of him. They are close, and it's well known that Cat Williams, who publicly called Diddy out, doesn't like Steve. It's said to be because Steve has always been rude to his bosses and had too high of expectations for himself. Even though he tries to look like a good guy, he's not really known for being one. I'm not used to Cat Williams being quiet and alone. Not at all. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you saw so many big names in the same room at the same time? Yes, okay, when will we see proof of what he did to Lori Harvey? That's all there is to it now. Please let us know what you think in the space below. Click the bell button to get more news.